What floor is it? The second floor? I think so.
What I feel is not the end of last year, but the best way to begin this year. Together, in community, in contemplation, and I don't know, taking stock, making plans, whatever it is you do while you're here. It's nice to do it. It's nice to do it in such an international community because we go beyond language. Even though now I'm using English, I know a lot of you, it's not your first language. I think we can all appreciate that 3 hours of silence transcends our normal limitations in that regard, in communicating with each other beyond speech. And then, of course, chanting. What a wonderful way. The first words that should come out of our mouths in the new year would be a blessing to the earth and a thanksgiving for ourselves and the wonderful opportunity of life that we all share together. You know, it's pretty it's pretty pretentious to think that I would have anything special to say about this is any different than the special things you would have to say. But I thought this year I'll change a little bit, and I'll make some predictions. That's what people do. Right? Don't they make predictions this time? And I sat and I waited for the light to shine inside my head. I waited for the inspiration to come, my first prediction for 2016. And I just couldn't get very many good ideas for predictions for next year, for this year now. And so I looked up on the internet what other people predict. They didn't have a whole lot of good ideas either. I have to say, they really focus on bad stuff. You know, like they'll say, well, there'll be an earthquake somewhere. But they won't say that there will not be an earthquake in 99% of the earth next year. It's just the 1% where there's a terrible earthquake that they pick on, or flooding, or whatever it is. Why do we do that? Why do we only want to hear the bad things, the terrible things that are going to happen? Because I think we should focus on both sides equally. For example, my prediction for this year is that there will be peace in the world and war. I'm pretty confident about that. And that really is the way that life works. Some good and some bad. This month, our focus of the month is kind of trying to remember the good and keep focused on that. To remember what we're thankful for and who we're thankful to for the good things that we have in our lives, and not to focus too much on the bad things that may or probably will happen. To pull out the good things. I think that it's really the key to surviving in this time. So my prediction for this year is it's going to be a mix. And I hope that all of us can focus on the good, because it's there. You just got to learn to see it.
Well, all right. This idea of the world as a mixed place of good and bad. And Patanjali does say in the Yoga Sutra that normal people think like that. And that it is quite normal to view the world as a little bit of this, a little bit of that. But he also says that you don't have to be normal. Although, look at all of us, it seems quite normal. But we're a pretty isolated minority, and but isn't it wonderful to celebrate our satsang? And it is quite extraordinary. People are here from Australia and Hong Kong and Amsterdam and Italy and France and London and Cape Town, South Africa. So many places all coming together. That is it's a very wonderful thing, because none of us are strangers to each other, really. We've been together for lifetimes, and we've come together this lifetime to do some very important and fun projects. And I think if I would try to encapsulate what it is that we are doing together as a group, then I would have to say we're remembering goodness. We're remembering the goodness of our eternal soul. But to really make a concerted effort and just go for the good. Go for the good. It is possible. Patanjali in the Yoga Sutra said, it is possible. But it takes a lot of boldness and bravery and daring to remember goodness. And, you know, I've been traveling a lot this year, and I was on an airplane, and I put on headphones, and I watched a movie. It was called Tomorrowland. You know, when we did the chant, Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat. Okay. Guru Sakshat means the Guru that is right in front of your face. The Enlightenment principle, the voice of God who's giving you the message, reminding you of the goodness, reminding you of the existence of your eternal soul, whose nature is good, it's joyful. And so there was a scene in this film. It's a young girl, kind of a teenage girl, and she's having a discussion with her father, and there's some bad things going on, and in her father's life, and he's a scientist, and you know, some perhaps earth-shaking things are about to happen, and also in her life too, there's some challenges. And she says to her father, "Dad, tell me the story. Tell me the story again." And he goes, "Oh, come on, you've heard it a million times. Come on, tell me the story again about the two wolves." And so the father said, "Okay, well, there's a white wolf and a black wolf. The white wolf is the good one, and the black one is the bad one. And they're fighting." And then she goes, "Yes, and they're fighting. And who's going to win, Dad?" She knows the story, but she wants him to say it. "Who's going to win, Dad? Who's going to win?" And he says, "The one you feed. The one you feed." So the little girl says, "Remember that, Daddy." And so it kind of pulls him out of his funk for a while. So remembering goodness is my message for this New Year's Eve, and that it is possible. It's not always easy, but the rewards are real good. And for goodness sake, it's good to remember goodness. And if we don't remember it, then it will go away. Because nothing can exist without somebody remembering him or her or it. The power of our attention, our precious faculty of attention, is very, very powerful. Safeguard it, nurture it, feed its sparkle, and spread that sparkle everywhere.